terms of ready to hit send to a client. Very, very nicely done in terms of look, feel, approach, the ability to skim it. Very nicely done. Patrick, in terms of the visualization and the types of Patrick Ojunde, the type of visualization that he did. Yeah, I think we have actual 3D visualization, good choices of visualization, so that was something special. Ada, in terms of the coding and all of the documentation and the table of contents, the discussion of why which different approach was taken. And Nabil, in terms of the analysis, or the innovative approach to analysis, really thinking deeply and not just looking at the data, but considering the business case and providing really good and useful insights into what the business could learn, even though it's at the end, it was a restricted amount, or it wasn't a huge amount of data, but extremely useful and really well done analysis. And Mokali, in terms of contribution to the community. So thank you. We're going to be writing to each of you to ask you to, we've proposed a bit of an emoji that you can add to your names so that you can kind of carry that badge, and we can see how people progress for the week. So those are all the announcements. Yeah. Thanks, everyone. And again, sorry for the leaderboard mix-up.
Great. So should we go to the proposal? So anyone can propose anyone to speak. So,
for the regular stand-up.
Exactly. Okay. Temilada.
Hi, good morning. And thank you for nominating me. Well, I don't know if otherwise I don't know if I'm worth speaking, but I would just say what
so it is about, just to give you a summary, what was the week so far, what have you done, and what kind of, where are you, your state at the moment in terms of like the challenge, and then kind of what you expect to do until submission. So it's kind of, give us a summary, brief summary.
Okay, well, with my group mate, I'm in Team Nigeria. We've had like about 2 meetings. We still had one yesterday where we were trying to like figure out some things as regards the challenge. But we have another one immediately after this stand-up, because the plan is for everyone to read more and read deep about the challenge we have for this week, because there were some things we weren't getting yesterday. So after this particular stand-up class, like things, that is all we've done so far for myself and my team.
Great. Is there any blocking point?
You said what?
Is there anything that is blocking you guys, like from progress?
Well, nothing really, maybe because we didn't understand the challenge so well, but we had time to read it between yesterday and now. So after this particular meeting, we're also having our own meeting to continue where we left off yesterday.
Yeah. Lawal is nominating himself.
Can I say something?
Yeah, you're going, sorry.
Well, for me personally, like from like last week, it was as if I had sort of like given up, because it wasn't that easy anymore. It was as if I was like, the whole class were like ahead, and I was like way behind. And it took encouragement from a number of friends like Yanulu and Lawal, and they were like, this thing is still like, we still have more weeks ahead of us, and I can still like always catch up. So Ianu and Lawal really encouraged me, and I think I'm sort of getting myself back this week. Thank you, and welcome.
And that's really great. Thanks, guys, for helping each other. That's really the spirit, and really, I'm happy to hear that. Okay, so I know that Arun has to leave. Probably he left already. So we continue. So we haven't excluded until now. So just for the principle, Lawal, you can nominate yourself, but that self-nomination can be discouraged in the future. Go on, Lawal.
Okay, hello everyone. I hope you can hear me.
Hey, but you're just to confirm, you are still the first one to write, to nominate even. So that's good.
Okay, right. So I just like talking about my progress, and it helps to motivate.
Exactly. No, I mean, we're happy to hear it. Just go on.
So yesterday we started on a very confusing note because I rushed to finish the interim on Monday. So I haven't gotten the whole idea of how to actually go on with the technical part. So after we had this session with you yesterday, I mean, going through the code like line by line, explaining it, and people asking questions, I think I understood better, even though I had to leave between in the middle of the meeting because I was feeling overwhelmed. So I later downloaded the YouTube video and I worked it again. And when we had the meeting with my group members, we tried to theoretically solve some problems we were facing, and eventually we decided that okay, maybe we individually should just go and solve it ourselves, then we should meet after the stand-up this morning. So, and I think I've been able to make some progress, and the code is currently working now. And Negash, I want to confirm his name. Yeah, Negash, he really helped this morning when I had a problem. Yeah. So he told me the code will take like 3 hours to run. So that's what I'm waiting for now, the MC sampling part. So yeah, that's just about it for Team Nigeria. So yeah, thank you.
Great. Okay, so we have Evander. Was that nominated? I saw the name. Yeah, Evander.
Yeah, Debbie nominated you. Hello, everyone.
Hey. Hello, Evander. Can you hear us?
Please, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, now we can hear you. Go.
Hello, and okay, I'm with Team Ghana, and so far, we are now looking at running the code. The code is actually taking very long to run. We plan on having a meeting right after this to begin with tax 2 point. I think we've done most of them. We are yet to split the data and see how best we can go ahead with our analysis. Yes, and I wanted to ask a personal question. For tax 2.1, the J part, because for the Germany case, they had 3 change points.
Yeah.
But we had to look at when banning major gathering, school closures, require social distance, mask wearing mandatory, and relaxing the previous rules. I'm asking that should this be like change point 1, change point 2, change point 3, change point 4, change point 5, or we should still stick to the 3 change points?
Yeah, it's a very, very good point. I think. Thanks. So no, you even if there is only one, just use one. So it's the point is not to just have 3 points. I mean, they had 3, they chose 3, but in your case, in the country you're working, probably there's only 1. I have seen for Rwanda, for example, they introduced before the case was 100. You should definitely not use them. I mean, it's definitely slowing it down, but it's not. It doesn't satisfy what you are doing, which is to check if the policy that was introduced at some point had had a change. So even if it's 1, do it. Even if that policy, for example, is a relaxation, don't use more than 3 because it takes the code probably will take a longer time, blah blah thing. But if you can, of course, for all the policies you can do it. But I would say just choose the policies more than 1 or more that actually you think are an important one to test. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Going through the. Okay. So going through the Ghana Health Service website, I realized that the number of cases actually they didn't record 100. They just recorded. I think it was from 59, and they shoot up to 132 or so. So in that case, what do we do?
Sorry, the code what?
Okay, so from the Ghana Health Service website.
Yeah.
Yes, there was the readings of the daily recorded cases.
Yeah.
Actually, it was around 59 on I think on the 24th, and the following day it has shot to 132.
Yeah, so use that one. I would say just use that day, like, or the previous day as a starting point. The 100 cut is my, you could ask, why do we cut 100? And I would say like, oh, that's what every other person is doing. But it's not really something that 100 is anything. So I think the best is to look at, so the Ethiopian case I know. Hello? Okay, so the Ethiopian case I know, and it was dominated because there was a lot of flight. It was dominated by imported case. Okay. So, and that's why it's kind of like I had to look into like the time where actually there is a community spread. So, and then that's usually in many countries, it's kind of, in many papers, it's considered as 100. I mean, kind of 100-ish, right? So, but if there was a jump from one day to another, I would say just use that one, or just one day before, one day after. I don't think that makes like a huge difference. So I think just use whatever you think and argue like why you chose that. I think just for simplicity. Yeah, go on.
Okay,
yeah.
sure. One last thing. So going through, trying to figure out the change point, we try to look at the partial lockdown. We also try to look when the ban was lifted, and also we try to look at when public gatherings were eased. We were thinking that using this would kind of let us be able to forecast what will be happening in, let's say, a month from now, because now this is the current situation here in Ghana where the lockdown has been lifted, ban has been lifted, and some way somehow the social distancing has been kind of eased a little bit. So we're thinking about using this. I don't know if
I think we will talk later. We will talk later on that. Please don't get carried away. All are simple analysis. It's good, but don't try to like first do with one, and then the more you understand it, you realize the limitations. So, but don't get carried away and try to predict. No model is able to understand reality, especially this simple model, especially in the COVID case. Almost every model has been wrong, even the most sophisticated one. So yes, it's informative, it's good to know, you can be creative about it, but for now, just don't predict more than, like, do test and train, test, split, check it on that and stuff like that, and then introduce one or two change points based on this, what you consider is a significant one. Like, there may be more policies, but just one that is significant, or two or three, and then kind of analyze that. And then after that, you will start understanding the complications. But don't complicate. No problem. Okay, so let's go to the next one. I think Hadi answered a very good question about if you are working in Windows, you should set your core to -1 or 1, because I know that in Windows the code has some issue. Like, so just follow that one, as well as also reduce the number of, like, for those people who are where it's taking longer, reduce the number of draws and others, just as also in that trade where Hadi and others were having conversation, you can see that you can speed up how you speed up. So just sorry I took so long to speak. So who else is proposed to speak about their? I don't see anyone. So should we introduce another checklist, or are people not even proposing other people to speak? Okay, so I'm gonna put names from today, and whoever is in this list, please. Okay, Emmanuel. I think we are really discovering a new type of, so this is called citation in paper. When you have published a paper, and then someone will say, like, someone can cite themselves, someone can cite another person, and another person who gets cited by the other person can cite another one. So we get really uncovering. But Emmanuel, go on. You're nominated.
Hello, good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Okay, can everyone hear me? Great. I've been working on the challenge with my teammates since yesterday. We have been trying to understand the code. Like, we have tried to read the whole code, the model code, and the plotting, how the plotting is done and how the model really does its work. And we have also tried to understand how PYMC the PYMC library does what it does. So we have also been able to make some models, like our models have worked. You are able to train it and you are able to predict successfully what you are trying to, but you are just trying to tune it now to perfectly fit the official model, the real data. That's just what we are trying to do now. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. And so you are all okay. Everything is going smooth. Okay. So from that list, so Victor, are you there? If not, Karen, are you there? If not, Gerald?
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Yeah, so for me, I think I thank my teammates. So we've been able to move along. We were able to get the code working by yesterday. So I think today will be just mostly understanding the various sections of the codes and going through task 2.1 and understanding how to split the training set and the validation set and all that. So the first 2 weeks for me were hard, but I can say that this week, at least working with a team, I'm much more motivated and I'm moving along smoothly. Thank you.
Great. Awesome. Okay. So just let's go from the list because the nomination didn't just Arun came back, but we switched from nomination to again the list because we were not having enough nomination. But there is Patrick nominated, so you can speak, Patrick, and then I will continue. Elvis, I will at the end say about your question. Patrick, are you there?
Patrick Ojunde.
I think let's just, okay, so from the list, so there is another nomination, Stephanie.
Hi, everyone. Hi. So yesterday we met with my team and we looked at the various key dates that we should look into. I ran my model yesterday and then I was reading about the MC sampling method just to get a bit of an understanding. So we'll have a meeting maybe after this session and then we'll continue with what we're supposed to do to finish the report. Yeah, thank you.
Great. So when will you? When we using it, Rahel? Okay, so then we go to the nomination. Jayola?
Oh, good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Yeah. We're working on South Africa. Me and my team, we met yesterday and we talked about the challenge. So we decided to create a repository to actually work together on the code. Then
Great.
each of us work separately. Each of us will work separately to run the code and push it to the main repository. So we are submitting a personal Git rep. We are submitting just one Git repository. So that's what we decided to work about. So we plan of meeting today and talked about our progress for yesterday. So that's what we actually
Awesome.
did yesterday. So I
And everything is going
Thank
well.
you.
And everything is smooth.
Yeah, from my side, because actually we've not been able to discuss about our personal challenges. So for this today's meeting, we will talk about that. But for me, I've not actually run the code. I had power issues throughout yesterday, so I spent my time working on looking at understanding the Bayesian and because I actually don't have a strong statistical understanding. So I was spending my time yesterday to understand Bayes theorem and looking at the videos and the tutorials. So for my plan for today, I plan of running the code and see how it goes.
Okay. So Tsunumi.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes. So let's mute. Okay, go on. Just for me. Sorry, or
the week 2 challenge. Actually, okay, I just opened my laptop this morning and I just like, okay, yesterday though I saw the scores and I was feeling kind of disappointed in myself, and I don't know, the enthusiasm just kind of left me to go on like with the 10 Academy, because though I'm very grateful because of the comment I saw and everything and the feedbacks I got. Although I just wanted to ask about the
I think it's breaking, so we can't hear
like
you.
One-on-one meeting we're going to be having. I think we talked about it. We're going to have three meetings, like one. Hello?
And we didn't hear you much of what you said.
Oh, okay. Okay, can you hear me now? Can I repeat myself?
Now we can hear you, but yeah, it was breaking. So at least I didn't hear anything. Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I was saying that like I got the scores of my week 2 challenge. Personally, for me, I thought I gave it my very best, but I'm happy with the comments and everything, but it kind of discouraged me, kind of made me feel very less. So I was just asking about the one-on-one meeting with us. Like I thought we talked about it. We're going to have a one-on-one meeting. I think it needs to be done fast so that I don't get discouraged to just stop. Yes.
Yeah, great. I think we definitely need to. We'll arrange that. Need to notice.
So I just wanted to make a comment there. So we have to be cognizant, or I'm just asking everyone in the class to be cognizant of the amount of time and energy that's there. We're there to provide support, and we've made the comment on a regular basis. If you need help, reach out. And so if you would like a one-on-one meeting, please just ask for it. It's not, we've tried to put a lot of effort into providing written comments to help each and every person get better. And the goal there is recognizing that there's quite some distance to go in this 12-week period to get to be job ready. So don't be, it's normal to feel discouraged, it's normal to feel frustrated. Do reach out for help, but recognize that we're a small team and we're doing whatever we can to provide as much feedback and support to the whole group as much as possible. So Tijid and Sumi, if you would like a one-on-one meeting, send Yababel and me a note, and then we can organize something. But please do have a detailed read of the comments and come prepared with the specific questions that you want to ask, because the comments that you got in your code and in your slides should answer the questions, should answer some of the questions on how could I do better. If the question is, will you make it? I want to refer back to what we said in week 1 or week 2. We selected carefully, and everyone who is here, if they want to, can get to be job ready by the end of the 12 weeks. But the process won't necessarily be easy.
Great. So the last one is Patrick.
Hello, please. I have something to say.
Okay, but I think we are working with the nomination, and I think we're over time, but we can ask it definitely.
Good morning.
Like, so let's hear if Patrick is not there. You can say Patrick.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Can you hear me, please?
Yes, we do.
Okay, so on my side, my team, I'm with Team Ghana, and we had a meeting this morning. We are moving quite. We're actually making some progress on our side, although we had some blockers yesterday, so we decided to work individually. But currently, we've decided to coalesce our efforts together and work as a team. So we decided that we're going to work with one notebook, and then we are looking at dividing tasks amongst ourselves. And so basically that's where we are as a team. And personally, I really spent a lot of time yesterday trying to understand the concept behind the analysis beyond just trying to do the project. I was spending quite a number of time going through the recorded sessions with Yababel and Jean. At the same time, I was doing some personal readings on Bayesian inference and some revisions on probability generally. And I think it kind of really helped me to understand the PyMC library, as it were, and I believe it's going to help me to put in much more quality work at the end of the day. Thank you.
Great. Thanks. So that was short, so we can just get Lukura. So you said, is that you who said wants to say something?
Yes.
Okay, go on.
Yeah. So basically, I don't know if there's a way. Most of us have done the challenge like from week 1 or week 0, but I don't know if there's a way we can actually get like a feedback in terms of the solution or something like, so that we will know that we are on track. You understand? Because some of us put in a lot of effort and we want to really be sure that okay, what we are actually doing is actually right. Because there are some times we just have to take some approaches, and although we get comment, but not really like specific comment like, okay, this is where your code is not really working. I don't know if you can get that kind of feedback, like you can improve this in your code, something like that. Maybe when we are giving review of the challenge, like our notebook, we can say, okay, this is what you could do better, like maybe the code, and this is what you can do to get your results, something like that. I don't know if you can do that. I know it's not really part of what we are discussing about, but I think it would be very good so that all of us will know that, okay, we are on the right track. If we are on the right track, okay, we know we are on the right track. If we are not, then okay, this is what you need to do to add to your code to make it better. I think that would be better. Maybe after the challenge, after the assignment, whenever correction is due, maybe you can just get a comment on the code we are okay on, something like that. I don't know if my question is or my suggestion is right.
Yeah, I think that's great. I think the one thing I would say, I would add on that, is that, you know, as Arun says, we're a small team, and you can imagine it's much harder to go, like, definitely it's easy. We go through the code and we see like the effort, and the comments try to reflect on that. Like, for example, oh, it would be nice to structure, it would be nice to do this, it would be nice to do that. And definitely a detailed comment we could definitely provide in terms of like later when we have one-to-one conversations. It's kind of the general that what we saw, but we follow also a type of rubrics. Like, I think you probably would see it. I'm not sure, like, Arun, do you know if the rubric also shared?
It should be. So if you look in your Google Classroom, you should be able to access the rubric, and there's levels on how you're graded. Yeah. Can someone let us know if they can see that? It must be visible.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm not talking about the comment. The comments are actually fine. I'm talking about like the code, if what you're actually doing is actually right. Like when I did the clustering, I just did some stuff. So I want to be sure that okay, this clustering that I did, the approach I took is actually fine. That's the thing. Although I've gotten some comment like okay, structure the code fine and it's actually good. Another comment like that, but I'm talking about the code specific comments. That is the thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think I don't know on that is the thing.
I mean, so Ilker, a question for you: what would prevent you from now? We've added tutoring resources. What would prevent you from asking one of the tutors to spend 5 or 10 minutes going through your code with you?
What is it?
We've added more tutoring resources. What would prevent you from asking one of the tutors to spend 5 or 10 minutes to schedule a time to go through the code with you?
Okay, thank you very much.
I think I think be that kind of like take the solution to yourself, because some things they are, however big we are, we can't provide, right? Because so there's a general, like you can read. Definitely, I will share also some resources. What is a good code? You know, it's a good code is just a good structured, reproducible, and stuff like that. So it's good. It's good to just read that also as well. But also, if you think, you know, like consistently your code is not getting the right, you know, what you expect it to be, you don't know whether your code is good or not, I would say that's an excellent thing. Just ask one of the tutors, arrange a time and go through that. And that would be probably, that would relieve, yeah, it becomes win-win for both of us. Yeah.
Great suggestion in the chat from Stephanie about going through other people's notebooks. And so I think we can also try and share GitHub links. People can go through the code, but take as much of that initiative as possible. And that's one thing that we're looking for. And I can guarantee you there's a number of people in this class who are looking at their colleagues and other places for resources. And that's how they're self-teaching and self-learning. And again, towards job readiness, when you go to the world of work, and if you hand something in and it's not great, your managers will not be there necessarily to spend a lot of time fixing your code. It's actually on you to say, look, there's so-and-so that's not working that efficient. Can you help me for a little bit? So it's really on each of you to take that initiative. When we say the flipped classroom, it's very much not the complete opposite, but in many ways the opposite of what you would expect.
Great. I think we are over time now, so I think we can just, yeah. See you in the next tutorial in 1 hour.
Bye.
Bye. And can you stop the recording, Arun?